Hey everybody, it's Mark, MrBookieboo, and I'm back with another LEGO City update. It has been quite the week in the LEGO City. Inspiration hit, I went down a rabbit hole, things got crazy. I'm excited to show you. It's a total work in progress. Y'all are gonna flip out when you see it because you're gonna be like, what in the world is he doing now? But it's gonna be kind of cool. I think it's gonna be worth it. So let's take a look and I'll show you the madness that's going on here in the LEGO room. Well, we're starting with an unusual view that we don't usually do. We're actually looking at the backside of all the mountains, which are currently on the floor. Yep, that's right. I've moved the mountains off the layout temporarily to get a better feel for things and rearrange a few things on the main part of the layout. So real quick, as you can see, the mountains are in fact completely hollow inside. I know I've shown this before, but I do get a lot of questions about the mountains, how I build them and stuff. And this is a perfect representation of that. They basically are hollow shells, mainly to save on weight and brick, because bricks are expensive. But basically you can get a good peek at how the inner workings of the mountain work, the structure and stuff like that. These are just brick columns made out of just random colored brick, and they support and keep the mountain from tipping over, because as you go up, the mountains do tend to fall backwards, and if they're not laying against the wall, they will tip over. So just real quick, that little bit right there. But let's get to the city, because they're probably wondering what in the world is going on over here. So the good news is not a whole lot's changed in the main part of the city. I did shuffle a few modulars around. You can see back there. I'm still playing with the layout of those. I think I might rearrange the pet shops and 3POs and the brownstones a little bit, just to get a little more color differentiation and just to kind of get things organized. But it looks pretty good. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. But the meat of the update and the bulk of it is over here. So again, it looks very plain without the mountains, doesn't it? But that's okay. The mountains are coming back, so don't worry. But what I started doing is, as you know, I was doing Harry Potter World, okay? Hogsmeade Village came out, fantastic set, really fun, really nice. And I added that to the layout, and I felt that things were going really well, and I wanted to add Hogwarts Castle, right? And so I had this wonderful platform up here where I could add Hogwarts Castle. The problem I had in my mind, and this is just me, how my brain works, is the Dark Lake, part of Hogwarts where the boats go and, they go to the play. It didn't make sense to have the lake on the upper level and then the trains down low. I was really struggling with that. And I was really saying, gosh, that doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for my brain. So the problem, if you remember, is that the train tracks used to go straight through here, and the tunnel used to be right over there where the boathouse is now. So what I've done is I've broken my cardinal rule, which is okay, which is to always stay in a 32 by 32 grid. I broke that rule right here with these train tracks, but I feel that the payoff is going to be worth it, because I now have the lake down on this lower level, the boathouse, and I have this amazing, which I'm going to show you, this amazing stairway going up to Hogwarts Castle, which I'm still working on, still kind of prototyping it, still kind of building it. I've already rebuilt it like 3 times. But the idea is, the lake, the boathouse, and it'll just be obviously a fraction of the lake, because we don't have, infinite space, but you get the idea. The stairway going up to Hogwarts. I'm going to rework this stairway that comes with, actually, I think I'm going to rework this whole Great Hall set. I love this set over here. This is fantastic. There's not much I would change on it, to be honest with you. The Great Hall, I think, could be improved a little bit. And so I'm probably going to rework this a little bit, just a little bit, and actually redo the stairs for sure to get them more similar to this style of stairs that I've done here. But the idea is Hogwarts is going to sit up here. We're going to have mountains behind Hogwarts, all the way to the Grand Emporium over there. We're going to try to do a small Quidditch pitch over here. As they add more Hogwarts modules, they're going to go, like over here, not too far, but a little bit over here. And then we have space for a few more modulars for the city as well. And we'll meet somewhere in the middle. We'll transition it, maybe have the mountain wrap around a little bit to kind of give Hogwarts its own little cozy area. But that's kind of the idea that we're thinking here. This was critical to figuring out, though, this right here. So by moving the tracks at this angle, and it actually was pretty simple to do. It's just simply one curve section right past the station here. Just one curve gave me just enough of a pitch of an angle, and then it just lines up and it continues the loop on the back side there. I don't really lose anything on the back. In fact, it simplifies things in some ways because I actually had, if you remember, I had a table leg that was actually going between the two tracks when it was going straight this way. I wasn't too keen on that. It was a little, and it just bothered me because you could see it, and I was trying to hide it, but it was really difficult because the table legs are so wide. They took up the whole space in between the tracks. So anyway, it's just, I think it's going to work pretty well. We have this nice little berm that we've created here that's going to block the track from the lake, kind of create a nice, natural transition. We'll continue it along to the edge here and all the way to the tunnel portal. And we're going to have to, we had to, unfortunately, to rip out some of Hogsmeade. So we're going to probably shift this a little bit that way, add the last module so it fits on here, and then have it all kind of like flow together. So we're going to have to redo some of that. But again, it's okay. It's okay. It's all part of the fun. And then, of course, this is just where all the scraps and all the pieces went for now, is over here. It's, you just fill up the space as you do it. But again, I think this is going to look pretty darn cool once it's done. And it just kind of flows better to me. It just makes more sense. It seems like it's going to work better. I also realigned the table platforms. So I figured out if I had two of the smaller tabletops from IKEA, they actually would fit all the way to the edge here. Instead, I used to have this short one used to actually come out about halfway. It used to actually come out to like about here. And so it really came out far, but it wasn't really gaining me much in terms of, I don't know, I struggled with what am I gonna do with that space? And if I put Hogwarts Castle on it, it wouldn't fit all the way because I didn't have enough space for the eventual add-ons, the Viaduct Tower and stuff like that. It wouldn't have fit on the platform anyway. So this makes it a little neater, makes it a little more streamlined. You get some interesting views because now I can actually see down the train tracks very easily from here, which is really nice. And then we'll go around and we'll kind of get the angle here. So again, you can kind of see, I think the track at an angle here is nice. It gives you some visual differentiation. It's not just like a racetrack of trains running around now. It's actually, kind of makes a natural bend and it goes off into the tunnels, which are offset. And so I really like that. Hogwarts Castle is going to look good up on the hill, again, with the mountains behind it. You just have to visualize that for now. And then, of course, we're still figuring out what we're going to do over here, the backside. It opens up more possibility, though, because there's actually a lot more space now to work. I have this whole area here. I gained a little bit more real estate here because, again, the corner of the platform used to come out to like here. And so I lost, this wasn't really usable space. Now, all of a sudden it is. So I could conceivably do some, some buildings there, some stuff. Now I am kind of working on an angle, but I don't have to because this is back to like a full base plate width here. So I can go back to straightening it. And I'll probably do a berm on this side as well to block off that track and stuff. And just kind of quickly, not a whole lot of progress in the rest of the city, just kind of the usual stuff over here. But again, you'll see repositioning some of these modulars. I love how this is turning out now. I think it's really good. Excited to kind of work on it a little bit. I gained that space behind, and so you see some like one facade starting to populate back there. I think, again, that's going to look really nice, give it even more depth than what we have now. I do have a few more facades I can put in there, but basically I'm pretty happy with how it's all turning out at this point. And then just real quick, pan around to the front, Ninjago Land. Nothing really changed here yet. Poor Ninjago Land. It always gets, it's well-intentioned for me to work on, and then it kind of, I don't know, it's just a weird thing. But again, you'll see here just with this kind of high level view, and actually if I go back even further from like the entrance to the room, you're gonna have this nice Ninjago Land, Hogwarts up on the hill there, again with the mountains behind. I think it's gonna look pretty good. I don't know. What do you guys think? You like this? You like where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going with this? And again, just over here, kind of seeing how everything's coming together. Italian Riviera looks really good. and the rest of the city as well. It's looking pretty good through here. But the craziness is all over here. This is the craziness, moving all the mountains. You can see them all lined up here. They are movable, so believe it or not, I can move them. I actually intend to rebuild some of these as well, especially this one right here, because this one was built to fit into the corner of my old layout, which I don't have that corner available anymore because the main part of the city is in there now. So instead, this will need to be rebuilt. It's also, I'm going to rebuild it to kind of fit around Hogwarts better. And of course, more mountain here and mountains everywhere. The room's a mess. I just had it cleaned too last week, which is ironic. I just cleaned it up and we're back to being a mess. And actually, I'll show you the backside here real quick too, because why not, right? So you can see we gained a lot of real estate right here to work with. I'm feeling like we can, Hogwarts Castle will come, maybe to about the end of this table at worst case. It'll probably be somewhere around here instead, which will give me room for maybe a small Quidditch pitch, back in this area. Mountains all back here. And then, of course, we'll have room for at least 1, 2, 3 modulars. So that's 3 years worth of modulars right there, which is fantastic. Mountains behind to somewhere over here, and then probably actually all the way up to the street maybe. I'd love to invert my original mountain, which you can see poking out through there. Unfortunately, that one's going the wrong way. But if I could mirror that and flip it, oh man, that would be awesome because it would fit perfectly right behind here, kind of going up as a start to the mountains and then kind of building up from there. So that is where we're at. So what do you think? Am I crazy? Am I like totally wild? Like I said, I know I'm breaking one of my cardinal rules, which is to always stay on that grid because it makes it easier to rearrange things and move things. But I feel like sometimes it's okay to make an exception. Sometimes it's okay to break the rules, right? Because I think the payoff is going to be really good. I think it's just visually, it's going to flow better. It's going to look more impressive. Hogwarts should be really impressive up on the hill. It really deserves that grand, kind of entrance. So we'll see, and if not, I can always change it back. That's the beauty of Lego, right? It's not glued. You can move it around. If you don't like it, you rip it up, change it. And that's also one of the key messages I always try to give to each and every one of you is don't be afraid to modify your Lego. Don't be afraid to tear it apart, rebuild it, make it different, make it your own, change it however you want. That's the beauty of the hobby is you can do that. Get some different parts, change the colors, make it more detailed, make it fit your space. You don't have to work within the limits of what Lego's created. It's just a suggestion, the set that you buy, it's just a suggestion. And if you want to build that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't ever be afraid to modify it, tear it apart, rebuild it, make it your own. That's the beauty of it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, liking, comments. Please, if you could, give me some likes and comments. I really appreciate it. I love the feedback. That matters so much to me. I read each and every one of your comments, and I always value everything you guys say and offer as suggestions. It's super helpful for me. And we'll be back real soon with more Lego City updates. Take care. Bye.